How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Manatee Gaming. Today we've got a fun video. Fun with a little bit of sarcasm there, because it's very unfortunate that I'm even making this video. Because I was really hoping, honestly, that this issue would be fixed by Jagex a long time ago, and Jagex could easily fix this problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you today a rundown of what is going on with the market, because everyone is just keeps asking me these questions that are legitimate questions, like, should I buy rares? Should I buy these? Should I buy these? Because they keep going up and they keep going up, and do you think things are going to crash and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to try to answer these questions the best I can, and the best way to do that is to give you a brief, but also slightly in-depth, if that even makes any sense, description of what has happened in the last 3 years to make this happen in the market. Let's dive in. Alright, so we have to go back to the beginning. And yeah, I'm really just going to hit you with like the biggest highlights here. I'm not going to go through every single little detail. So if there's anything that you would like to add to this story, you can definitely add it in the comments down below and help people out with more information. But in 2019, Runescape was hit by some gold dupes. So old school Runescape was the first target by these people to do gold dupes. And basically what they did is they tried to run a whole bunch of accounts out into the wilderness and put them all in the same place and do a bunch of gold transferring and crash the server, which would then reboot the server, and then they'd have like the gold on both accounts. That's the basics of how it worked. If you want the more in-depth way of how it worked, you can look at this video right here that I am showing you, and this is Sir Pugger's video. So be sure to go and check out his video, because he was the one that originally made the video on what happened. So they did this in old school RuneScape. Old school RuneScape's mods like jumped in on it, the J mods, they jumped in on it and stopped it. The problem is though, is they came over to RS3, and then over in RS3 they did the exact same thing. But apparently it was like an 8-hour window that they were doing the dupe on RS3 before they were shut down on there. Long story short, they duped a whole bunch of gold. They may or may not have duped items, and then they sold it to gold shops. They sold it to players. They staked it. They went out and bought rare names. That they basically just like got rid of the money as fast as they could. The main issue here is that what this did is this caused hyperinflation in the game. So it doesn't really matter if they would have kept the gold, spent the gold in game, or sold the gold to someone else or whatever. The total amount of gold in game immensely skyrocketed. Like trillions of gold was added to the game. What this does is this, when there is like a whole bunch of gold in the game, the items are then going to get more expensive. That's just kind of how it works. Like the value of gold goes down, the value of items goes up. So I'm actually going to leave the link to this in the description down below. This basically is all of Jagex's response to it. But this right here just like explains you know, what they thought is they don't know totally what happened. So with the post they made on the RuneScape news, I remember them saying like, you know, certain things were duped, but other things weren't duped, and this and this. But then when we listened to the JMods actually responding to questions on the streams, they were just like, yeah, we think this happened, but we don't totally know what happened, blah, blah. And then RuneScape also made this big announcement that they were going to do a big investigation into it. And then we never actually got a response to that investigation. And at this time this was happening, by the way, this is when the prices of rares started skyrocketing. So this is not all about the dupe, obviously. So that now let's go into the aftermath of said dupe. So this is kind of like what happened with it is, if you remember how much party hats, Halloweens, all that kind of stuff were, Santa hats, weapons and stuff, gear, you know, how much that was in like 2019. And if you don't remember, you can also just like look on the wiki and go back in the prices, or you can look on the RuneScape forums and look back in 2019. You can see how much things were. They were a considerable amount cheaper than they are now. I personally remember having multiple party hats at like 9 billion gold a piece. Like a red party hat had like 12 or 13 billion. That was like prices of party hats that had been slowly increasing over time with like the natural inflation rates. And even with like Treasure Hunter bringing gold in, other things bringing gold in, like, you know, there you would see like some bigger jumps in rare prices, but nothing too crazy. Just to give you an example of what's going on now though, is we look right here and we literally see these people saying that they are selling a yellow party hat for 90 billion gold and sold a green party hat for 95 billion gold. You can kind of see that there's a little bit of an issue there. So over the course of from 2019 to 2022, which is only 3 years, we've seen like you've gone from 7 billion gold for a yellow to 90 billion gold for a yellow. Blue party hats are like, I don't even know how much they are right now. They're well past 100 billion. I think they might even be past 200 billion. And when we look at Santa hats right here, it's like 8.65 bill, 7.8 billion. These things were like so much less, so much less. Like they've gone up 10 times value on some of these hats. Like pretty much all the hats have gone up 10 times value in the course of 3 years. And that has never happened in the entire history of the game. Even when prices of things have skyrocketed because gold has come in from certain things or whatever. I mean, like guys, we know we can like literally look at the things that Jagex has brought, or like RuneScape has brought into the game, and see what would be bringing gold into it, to see what the inflation rate should be looking like. We can look at the comparison of items over the course of time to see where they should be at. So this next thing right here is PCT. So it's a very popular RuneScape Discord. Players are able to submit prices into their bot, and then the bot will display the trade price right here. So as you can see, this is a clip from that. And this is showing what this person suspects to be manipulation using PCT stuff. Today, PCT, the people that run PCT, they decided to make a post, and I will actually show you that post. This right here is the big post by PCT. I'm not going to get super into this because this really honestly is just like a drama gossip thing at this point with Suitybot here. I am not affiliated with PCT. We definitely, like, I've definitely talked to the people that run it and everything like that, and I've tried to work together with them at certain points to be able to like be like, hey, this is price manipulation and things like that. But what I want to do though is I want to explain a couple things involving this whole PCT shutdown. So basically what they're saying right here, long story short in the announcements, is that they're shutting down the bot right now. They are tired of people complaining about manipulation in their bot and tired of being accused of the people doing the manipulation in the bot. But here are the important things to know. When people do use price check and trade to post things, what the biggest thing people are complaining about is that people are reporting prices in here, and then the staff or whatever will go back in and delete the prices that they don't want. Like basically, if you see right here, how you see like this recent sell on this item is 9.5 billion. The previous one's 8.9, previous one's 8.3, next one's down as 8. Just manipulation in that form of removing like the trades to make it like so that their items keep going up basically, or that they can make very profitable flips. I don't personally have any proof that it's their staff doing that, and this is honestly just kind of the issue with a bot like this, is that you can't immediately be like, oh, PCT are the ones that are the problem here, because anyone can use this bot to post prices. Anyone can make what looks like this person is saying like, oh, this is an alt because they have no skills. You know, anyone can make a bot, trade with themselves, and then post a price. And that is just something that happens when you're doing items that are outside of the grand exchange. So PCT is not really any example of like huge manipulation in the market, because the same thing can happen on forums. The same thing can happen on pretty much anywhere where people are not constantly watching prices. As you guys obviously know, I have a 13,000 member Discord where we do post prices all day long. Those prices, we check them all day long. So like we as people, humans, are actually in there. We have a staff of people that are actually in there doing price checks. We have prices running all day long. We can see when prices are fake and stuff like that. We can remove manipulation. Manipulation doesn't happen because we can literally see that it would happen. Also too, when it comes to, oh, but staff can remove prices, we can't do that in our server because all these people are flipping the prices. If I right now tried to make a fake price in there, somebody would call me out on it immediately. When it comes to them, or it comes to a forum or anything else, I just want you guys to know that you shouldn't come at them with like a burning pitchfork. But what I can tell you is that just because people do manipulate prices with their bot does not mean that they are doing it, or, you know, something like that. So let's go ahead and jump through some questions. I just want to really answer the questions that people have been asking in the Discord. So this first one popped up, and that was, should I start using the Ellie bot by Pistols since the PCT bot is currently down? The answer is a very strong no. Pistols is actually one of the most well-known scammers and manipulators in RuneScape, and I cannot actually believe that they are still around. So if you see the Ely bot, ELY, if you see that bot, highly encourage that anyone removes that bot from their server if they've added it for price checking, and definitely do not use it yourself. So the next question I've got is everyone, literally everyone it seems like, keeps asking me, should I be buying into rares because they keep on going up? Rares are going to continue to be stupid and ridiculous and probably keep on skyrocketing, and I say probably, they could crash tomorrow. I don't know. So don't be like, oh my god, Manatee Gaming said they're going to keep rising. I'm not saying that. And what I'm saying is that going by everything that we've seen over the past 3 years, they are probably going to continue being stupid and continue rising to absurd amounts of gold until Jagex does a proper response to what is going on with the market. They obviously have way more tools available to them than like a content creator does, like me or something like that. But it is very obvious that something is going wrong. Like, just these prices don't make sense. People in the game are not all of a sudden making trillions of gold. So when it comes to the answer of should you buy into rares, if you would like to ride the train and see if you can make some money on rares, then this seems like it obviously looks and seems like a positive thing to do. They've been doing nothing but rising over the past like 3 years, so it seems solid. At the same time though, I'd be very wary of the fact that they could plummet, like floor drop out from below them and just woo right to the bottom. If any of these scenarios happen where Jagex has a proper response to the issue, then all of the money in the rares is going to be gone. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up with come join our Discord if you guys need to find some prices. I'm obviously like it actually legitimately feels kind of crappy to make a video about PCT shutting down their bot and then being like, come join our Discord. But in all reality, though, we do have like very safe pricing and stuff like that with zero manipulation because we make sure that doesn't happen. So if you want to use that and make yourself 3 billion or more gold per month, then come check it out, or come check out and say hi anyway. I'll see you guys in the next content. Have a good one.